Dorcas Ministries was started in 1968 by a woman, ordinary woman, named Margaret Keller, who saw a need in the community to help poor children with education, preparing them for school. And when they came, the volunteers noticed that the children not only needed help with education and preschool skills, but they also needed clothing and other things. So initially they went in their own closets, but Margaret had the idea, let's provide them dignity and charge them just a little something. And that has been the basis of Dorcas Ministries. We've kind of organically evolved in response to the needs that we see that the poor struggle with.
I was a caregiver for my parents for many years, my elderly parents. So I had an abbreviated career, and one of the other things that caused kind of a financial strain was eye surgery. And I know some people, they have all kinds of scenarios, but for me, that caused a big financial crunch. So it caused me to also need assistance. So that's originally why I came here. And I couldn't say enough about their heartfelt, unjudgmental attitude when I came. So, because it's very humbling, you know.
It used to be, poverty was a lot simpler 50 years ago, where you could give somebody a bag of groceries. Now people deal with systemic things that keep people bound and poor.
You know, work hours had gotten short, and I was making some career changes, and trying to figure out what path that I wanted to take next. And anyway, I went over to Dorcas to check about some assistance, and they had told me everything that I needed to know. And the first person that helped me was very helpful, and they could see that I was a little bit stressed out, and they talked with me and kept my hopes up and everything.
The average 5-star facility for child care in this area and in the Triangle is about $1,200 a month. And for a lot of people, that's a mortgage payment that they just can't afford. So we subsidize their child going to decent child care facilities.
Well, I needed assistance with before and after school care. Because it was almost like, well, do I keep them in child care? Do I, buy groceries? What do I have to do? Because in the past it was tight. So the Y told me to come to the Dorcas Ministry and see if they could help out with the tuition. And they did. They paid for a full year of their before and after school care. That was one less bill I had to, worry about or try and get it paid when you're on one income, and you got to clothe them, you got to feed them, pay the bills and everything. So that was a big relief.
We have over 400 volunteers here at Dorcas Ministries, and it's like they form communities. There's the Monday crowd, the Tuesday crowd, the Wednesday crowd. They love each other, they pray for each other, and they just enjoy being here. I've worked in a lot of organizations, for-profit and non-profit. I've never seen anything like this place. They care about each other. They care about the mission of Dorcas Ministries, and they know that when they come here and they give their time, they're helping their neighbors. The money stays here in this community. We also do job readiness preparation. We teach people how to write a resume, how to do a cover letter, how to post, how to make attachments so that you can apply for jobs online.
Bob's always been a really good mentor, a friend of mine, and he said, you know what? We have this program called Jobs for Life, and it really resonated with me, some of the things that I should come out of the program with. And so I joined, and from the very first hour I was here, I felt like I was in the right place.
Now I'm in the Jobs for Life program, and I'm really, really enjoying it. And so I feel like I can get back into the career world again and, not just piece together small jobs.
It's been great to be able to open up about my concerns and about my history with people, and not have to worry about being judged for it. Usually when you answer some of these questions, you're in an interview and you're going to be judged for the answers you give. Here, you get a chance to work through that. I'm feeling more supported. I feel like I now have a chance to move forward with people that are going to, be there for me, and I understand that I'm not the only person in this situation either.
I'm back in school now, and I'm going to Wake Tech, major in health and fitness, because I decided at this stage of my life to go after what I like doing, and Dorcas has helped me this year in that part, because they gave me a scholarship this year, and they put another big smile on my face. And I said, thank you, God.
A couple of weeks ago, we had the dental bus here, and we had so many people that we assisted with tooth extractions and fillings. It was so popular that we'll have it back in April, because a lot of people have no dental care. So again, part of that holistic approach of looking at the whole person and what they need.
Well, I'm a single mom with 4 children. 3 are still in school. I'm a homemaker now, and my days are basically getting the kids to school, picking them up, and I have one I'm homeschooling because he has difficulties. But in April 2011, I was laid off from my job. In July that year, I got sick, and it won't get any better, so I went to accident urgent care. In October, it was confirmed that it was cancer. I had my surgery. And at the end of February and March, then I had the radiation stuff that goes on. And we did that off and on through the summer. But at the same time, I had no income coming in because I wasn't able to work. And so we struggled so much that year. I went to Human Services here in Wake County to try and apply for some benefits. 5 weeks went by and I had not heard anything. And they told me, well, we closed your case because the very last page, you didn't sign both lines. And I said, are you kidding me? I'm upset. And they, the guy, there wasn't anything he could do about it. I started crying on the phone. I said, I have 1 big can of string beans in my pantry. No milk, no flour, anything. And I have 4 kids to feed. And I said, I need something. And he was actually the one that told me about Dorcas. He said, they have a food bank there, and he hears it's really good, gave me the address and everything, and he told me he really hoped it worked out. He was very kind. So the following Monday, I came out here. I heard you need to get here early, and I did. And I filled out the necessary paperwork, and I didn't wait very long. And I went to the back, and they had a person who went over your file, trying to understand why you're in the place you are. And once we did that, they had me come into the food bank itself. You get a cart. So there was another gentleman there and a lady, and I guess she read part of my file and everything. So I'm starting, walking down, getting ready to go down the aisles. And she came up and she asked me something. She asked me something about the cancer. And I told her that, I was doing all right, everything. She says, do you mind if I just give you a hug? She had had breast cancer before. She knew exactly what I was going through. Her children, went through it. And that hug was worth any visit I've ever had anywhere. Because when people know you have cancer, it's like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. But it's not empathy. It's just words. It's sympathy. And she told me the days that she would be working. She walked with me up and down every aisle. My visit there was so warm and good and non-judgmental at all. And they really care. I love Dorcas for what they did for my family. And if I had to talk about anything that was through my cancer, what was the thing that meant the most when I was going through it, was that lady's hug. And she prayed with me right there. She had so much compassion. I couldn't trade that for anything.
it's hard to come through a door and ask for help. Dorcas Ministries is about looking at people holistically and not just trying to apply a bandage, but trying to lift them out of their poverty and dependence to independence and self-sufficiency.